Hello, hello. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the breakfast show with me, Anoushey. We're here on City FM 89. What is up, you guys? Wednesday morning, and you and I are going to be together as per usual till 10 a.m. Lots of music coming up. I am still in Turkey doing a lot of work on the side and also kind of having a lot of fun, joined by my family, my sisters, my husband, and just having a really good time. Good weather, nice food, but trying to remain, happy knowing that I'm going to be back soon, away from my family again, but also just being really very grateful. Here's hoping that you guys are having a good start to your morning. It is Wednesday morning. Let's begin the show with some music. I'll come back on air and we'll chit-chat about anything and everything under the sun, because that's what we do. I hope your seatbelts are on. No point over honking, no point overtaking, no point over speeding. Generally tell you driving etiquettes are excessively important. Be kind to those around you. Jitna bhi kahe kam hai, because at this moment in time, there's so much news coming out of every corner of the country that makes you feel like, what is going on? That makes you question what is going on. But I am going to make a sincere attempt to still believe in good things may happen and you and I can still have a good day. So hanging on to that, let's begin the show with some music. I'll see you guys on air right after. Alrighty, good morning everybody. It is the 21st of August, by the way, on this day in 1911. If you go back in time and if you read history, Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa was stolen from the Louvre by 3 Italian handymen, and then it was not recovered until 1913. This happened in 1911. Can you imagine? The Mona Lisa was stolen in 1911 and not recovered until 1913. And the media sensation helped make it one of the world's most famous paintings. Isn't that crazy? I know about art theft. I know that there's been a lot of art theft in the world, but I didn't realize that this is what truly made the Mona Lisa even more famous, because, she got stolen. My goodness. If we talk about birthdays, Usain Bolt, born August 21st, 1986 in Jamaica. He's a Jamaican sprinter who has won gold medals in the 100-meter and 200-meter races in an unprecedented 3 straight Olympic Games, 2008, 2012, and 2016. We all know Usain Bolt. We all know his, style after he would sprint. And he is widely considered, and rightly considered, as the greatest sprinter of all time. More that has happened on this day, we'll tell you. But for now, music is where we're at. Throwing it back in time and also discussing the significance of this particular day. In 1987, on this very day, the romantic drama Dirty Dancing, starring Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey, was released in American theaters. It became a huge hit, you guys. I don't know if you've seen Dirty Dancing. It has been an enduring hit. 1991, a lesson in history again, world history. Latvia declared its independence from the Soviet Union. Yep, the Soviet Union consisted of many places, and eventually, one by one, it all began to fall apart. The world keeps changing. Crazy. But more recently, but not that recently, if you go back to 2017, for the first time in nearly 40 years, the continental United States experienced a total solar eclipse, which was viewed from Oregon to South Carolina. I remember this day. I very much do. Crazy. And the most classic news for us animated film freaks, Bambi the film had its theatrical release in the United States on this day in 1942, and it became a classic in the Disney canon, noted for its lush hand-drawn animation and sensitive, effective narrative. Such a pretty story, Bambi. Oh, love it. We do the show together, we tune in every morning, and we try and learn something. If there are some new terminologies that you have not heard of, maybe I'll be able to give you some today. And if I haven't heard of it, you can always text in and let me know. There's one word called athleisure, which of course is not new, but I thought if people don't know, maybe I can teach them something. Basically, athleisure is a fashion trend characterized by athletic clothing, which is both comfortable and aesthetically appealing. Yeah. So it's a hybrid style, basically. And it's athletic clothing typically worn as everyday wear. So obviously the word kind of mixes up the word athletic and leisure. And casual, comfortable clothing. So athleisure is one word. If you haven't heard it before, maybe today is your day. There's another word, you guys. What is it? I'm going to let you know in just a little bit. But for now, first, some music. You are tuned into The Breakfast Show with me, Anoushey. We are here on City FM 89, learning new words. What do you think doom scrolling means? I think the name is pretty much self-explanatory, but ab kar lete hain, agar baat karni hai in this technological world. The action of constantly scrolling through and reading depressing news on a news site or on social media, especially on a phone, right? So dictionary.com has also added doom scrolling, and we've all done it. It's when you become obsessed with staying up to date with bad news. Yep, there you go. That is one word that is now used a lot, and you and I are learning. So you can use it in your sentence, but more importantly than not, please stop doom scrolling. It's not doom. Please stop doom scrolling. Perhaps it's not good for your mental health. Something we need to be aware of. You are tuned into The Breakfast Show with me, Anoushey, right here on City FM 89, guys. How's it going? A few English words. I mean, hundreds of new words are added to the dictionary each year, right? And it often takes months of consideration to decide that which new words will get into the dictionary. But after the pandemic, the new normal has become a little weird. And a lot of words have become like a part of our day-to-day vocabulary. One such word is adulting, and is the action of becoming or acting like an adult. And this was added in 2020 in the Oxford Dictionary, but it's often used by young people when they talk about doing tasks that are essential to everyday life, like growing up, cooking meals, buying insurance, paying your taxes. You're adulting now, right? So there you go. So some fun words that we discovered today: adulting, doom scrolling, not to forget, all these words. And of course, using them in your sentences really makes it even cooler. Yeah? Well, you guys, more music coming up. Do not go anywhere. All right, you guys, welcome back. Welcome back. You're tuned into The Breakfast Show with me, Anoushey. We're here on City FM 89. How's it going this morning? And there's some things that we need to realize by the time we are a certain age, right? And I was seeing this yesterday, and I was trying to observe myself, and I felt like I'd achieved something when I could figure out that I need to be quiet in a given situation. Not everything needs to be said. Not everything needs to be heard. And this is something I think you and I, we don't realize. And we do end up saying things out of line, or maybe passing a comment or two which is not required. So learning when to stay silent and when to speak, that is really an art, you guys. Silence is much better than unnecessary drama. Remember that. And the minute you open your tongue irresponsibly, the drama does come in. It does. There's no other way. And that is when it becomes a little tragic, because you don't want it being that way in any capacity. talking about being mature enough to realize a few things. Another one, if you find that somebody is smarter than you, for instance, I would give you the advice to work with them. Do not compete. See the environment around you and see the kind of places and the people you can work with. Not that these are my competition, they know better than me, but see how you can work in an environment where you can achieve more with them, right? Competition is a weakness. Healthy competition, कहते थे एक ज़माने में कि it's a good thing. But now I feel like there's a lot of like, how much money this one made, why didn't I make it? I mean, it's not now, it's always been there. So healthy competition is only with yourself. You want to do better with yourself. There's no such thing as healthy competition with others, right? Bettering yourself is the only healthy competition. And that kind of environment you have to create, right? The family you create at work, the family you create at home, or the family you create for yourself, for instance, is more important than the family you come from. That is really important to remember, that you're going to make your environment work for you. It's not going to be the other way around. How have you woken up this morning? This is a very important question that we don't ask ourselves enough. How are we feeling first thing in the morning? Extremely important, guys. If you're waking up tired, there could be a few reasons. If you have poor eating and drinking habits, like you should not have any caffeine post noon, they say in many cases, because it disrupts your sleep at night and the caffeine remains in your body for a very, very long time. और हमें तो शाम में चाय पीने की आदत है. तो जो चाय, जो कैफीन है, जब वो हमारे अंदर जाता है, तो definitely there's sleep disruption, something that we really need to look into. And of course, experts say that you should finish eating and drinking and all of that by 8 p.m. Like your dinner should be done at that point. And that is one way to perhaps get healthy. We generally lead very, very unhealthy lives. So just sharing some tips and tricks on how you can get back on track and stay focused on your health journey. We were talking about reasons you may be feeling tired first thing in the morning when you wake up. Poor mattress, you guys. This has been a game changer for me. Investing in a quality mattress is essential. And they say that one must replace their mattress every, say, 9 to 10 years. Whenever you have the opportunity, look into it. And of course, room temperature, understand that over 22, 23 degrees is comfortable. Ensure that it's dark and quiet. Avoiding your screens 2 to 3 hours before sleep. And ideally, don't use the snooze button. You hear the alarm, wake up. I think snooze is just a psychological game. And it's awful because you know कि अभी 5 मिनट में करना है, 10 मिनट में करना है, but you don't. And that kind of puts you into this really terrible cycle where it gets really, really unhealthy. But one thing I do know for sure, getting quality sleep is of utmost essence. So work on it and ensure that this problem doesn't exist for you in the future. So when was the last time you genuinely complimented somebody that you don't know too well? It's so nice to sometimes have the ability to make strangers feel good as well, right? And somebody wrote to me into my inbox and they were like, Anoushey, I'm happy you exist. You're a beautiful soul and, you know, you're so talented. That, just those lines, for somebody to say, I'm happy you exist, isn't that the most lovely thing that you may have heard? It's so amazing to hear it. And this person's a stranger. Bless you and bless everybody who just opens up their heart to say kind words to another person. And it just really does take you far. You know, it's such a beautiful thing to be able to appreciate somebody else. And I felt really lucky and totally honored. And I was like, oh my goodness, thanks so much. What a sweet gesture, right? Truly, truly special indeed. If you are looking to compliment people today, maybe today is a good day, Wednesday morning, and just be nice. In your office, with your colleagues, with your neighbors, Assalamu alaikum, how are you? Nice conversation. And then perhaps a compliment, even to a stranger, you guys. You know, your presence fills the room. you're loyal. There's so many things that you can say besides, oh, you're looking so good, right? And that's something we do a lot, and we shouldn't. Please be kinder to yourself. And yeah, make good decisions, set some nice goals, and you will instantly feel better, right? Make peace with yourself. And once that happens, it does not disturb your presence. You find this confidence that comes from somewhere. And then you're like, yeah, I'm good. I am ready to take on some challenges in life. And I know that I will be able to handle them just fine. That is liberating. All right, you guys, almost nearing the end of the show. You're tuned into The Breakfast Show with me, Anoushey. We're here on City FM 89. There are people who manipulate, and they do manipulate really very, very well. You have to be wary of them. They say that a person who appears to be extremely charming could very possibly be a manipulator. They're expert at lying and denying, and they're also kind of really self-absorbed. But you and I have to develop the ability to tell कि ये manipulator है या नहीं. You know, they use the silent treatment to get their way. They really ignore your feelings, and they isolate you from others, and they make you question yourself as well as your sanity. And there are people like that all around us. So please remember to be aware of the kind of people you surround yourself with and how important they are in your lives. Very, very important for your own sanity to keep this particular awareness of people under check. We were talking about people who become manipulators, but what about people who are not manipulators now? You know, looking into the qualities of people who are actually genuinely nice people, and you know, they care about you. Invest your time in these people. If there's a person who never accepts blame for their actions, or you know, if you see them sucking the energy out of emotional and vulnerable people all the time, kind of realize, you know, and of course they guilt trip and gaslight you, and then they kind of pretend like they don't know what you're talking about when you say that this is how I was made to feel. So I usually tell people that there are manipulators out there, but if you fall for that trap, the problem is also very much yours. So you being self-aware is something that is in your control and something you should most certainly work upon. So give it a thought, and yeah, be around good people. And with that, you guys, we've come to the end of yet another show. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is always such a pleasure. I am all the way in Istanbul, but I'm sending you guys all the very best. And thank you again, like I said. Just being kind, I guess, is the need of the hour. And all of us sometimes, you know, forget that. And that's one thing that I remind you. There's so many people around us who are suffering with depression, you know. And with someone with depression, they say they're tired. It usually means that they feel like they're being a burden, or they're unable to get pleasure out of anything, right? And they have anxiety-driven insomnia many times. And with depression, you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. So help them figure things out. You know, they've been having a lot of side effects of sleep, weight gain, medication, kindness, basically, can just take each and every one of us a very long way. That will be the message today. I'll see you guys on it tomorrow. Take care and have a great start to your morning.